Hey, fiancé freaks, I'm Sam.
I'm Emily, and this is 90 Day Fiancé Freaks.
Well, surprise, surprise, Emily. Lisa says yes to Daniel's proposal. Are we surprised, though?
No part of me is surprised that she said yes. What was she gonna say? No?
Did you hear the lady in the background being like, say yes, say yes?
One of the traditional dancers?
Yep. So I get the pressure, but she literally says in her interview, I know I told Faith I wouldn't say yes, but I wanted to say yes, so I said yes.
Jump with both feet in, Lisa. That's what she's doing, regardless of all of Faith's warnings for your entire life.
Yeah, just push Faith off to the side. Just run, jump in, and because you're not toxic anymore.
Did you notice how one of the first things Daniel said when they're in the taxi is that he wants to call Faith and tell her immediately?
Did I notice? Obviously yelling at my screen as I do, but I love how Lisa's like, ooh, we'll tell her. Not tonight, but we'll tell her. No, you won't.
She's so stuttering and has excuses that are nonsensical. Oh, it's late there. It doesn't make sense to call her. No, it's that she's hiding many, many things from you, Daniel, including the fact that her daughter doesn't want her to marry Daniel. We don't know that for sure, but that's my guess, is that Daniel also doesn't know Faith's true feelings about him.
Oh, no, absolutely he does not know. No, you think she's hid all this shit from him, but she's just gonna volunteer information that her daughter doesn't like him? Hell no. That's another thing she's hiding from him. But I don't even think it's that Faith doesn't like Daniel. I don't think Faith would give a shit about Daniel specifically. She's just sick of her mom running off for random relationships that never work out and her having to pick up the pieces.
She just doesn't trust her mom, rightfully so.
And I feel like some kids or some families in these situations are worried for the fiance. I just don't want you to get your heart broken. No, Faith is bitch, I don't want to go through this again. I don't care about you. I know she cares about her mother. That's so clear. Part of it is that. But I think part of it is self-preservation of Faith's I've put up with enough of your shit. I'm an adult now. I pay for your life, as does your best friend. No, we're not going through this. You go through what you want, but don't put me through it again.
It's definitely self-preservation. She doesn't want to have to go through this again and watch her mom have another failed relationship that she invests everything in. Her time, her money, her energy to travel all the way around the world. Faith just knows she's going to fall flat on her face.
These fiancés need to be paying for their own shit. Why are we relying on everyone around us?
Lisa pulls out all the presents that she brought for Daniel and the music in the background. It's supposed to be this cute, beautiful, heartwarming moment. I'm sorry, no. This was not heartwarming that she is his sugar mama when she can't even afford to pay her own bills. And we all know that those gifts were most likely paid for by Juna.
And or Faith, both of them. They're Lisa fund. But wait. Let's back up to she says yes at the airport. They keep on dancing a little bit. Adorable. They do have a chaste little kiss, which I really appreciated. Thank you, Lisa.
What? There's a chaste kiss? I did not witness one single chaste kiss, Sammy. All I saw in this entire episode was Daniel's tongue. I saw no other thing but his tongue. There was no chaste kiss.
When he's on his knee, okay, he proposes. She leans down and kissed him very nicely and then backed up, and it was fine. I was able to handle it.
I did not see that because I was so unbelievably overwhelmed by the makeout session that was their entire segment.
Ugh. Yeah, definitely ick. Because then they get in the taxi. Oh, his tongue.
It's too much of it.
We've seen more of his tongue than his actual face at this point.
They're making out the entire time, get back to the hotel, gifts are given, and then suddenly Daniel's entire energy changes.
Well, he's tired, Emily.
Talk about mixed messages, you just sucked her entire face off.
Oh, and said you were going to bite her.
But you don't want to have sex?
I was very thrown off. I can understand why Lisa's thrown off. She spirals into a full-blown panic attack in the room. She's he thinks I'm too old and wrinkly. Now he's going to strand me in Nigeria and I'll have no way to get home because I'm just this old wrinkly 52-year-old.
Can you blame her?
No, that is really scary, actually. But then she does. She comes out in sexy red lingerie.
I think that even though he's saying, I'm tired, no, we can't shower together, she is still getting mixed messages. Like, they did just make out nonstop, and she had probably planned ahead of time to wear that cute little red sexy number, and she goes for it.
Good for her. You can tell she's embarrassed. She like crawls into bed and laughing like uncomfortably, but he has told her the whole time she's irresistible and, you know, she's so beautiful. So it was very confusing. I don't blame her in this moment for being confused. We will have to see where they go from here, if he actually is attracted to her or not.
Speaking of actually being attracted to each other, we find out that Birkan and Laura got it on.
Meow, chicka, meow. Multiple times with a little eyebrow shrug there. A little raised eyebrow from Laura.
Birkan may be vanilla, but he is blessed down there. So who fucking cares if he's vanilla?
She called him vanilla and rusty. Those are not the adjectives you want after you haven't had sex for... How long did he say it's been since he had sex?
6 years.
And then he called himself an old truck. And it still works. This old truck still runs. Good for her getting laid. I am happy for her.
That needed to happen. So that was such a good intro to their segment. And then they just enter this like incredible, gorgeous, ancient cultural scene with the whirling dervish. That was beautiful. And Laura's just blown away by Birkan's explanation of it.
I've always wanted to see the whirling dervishes. They just seem so mesmerizing.
Birkan explains why one hand is up and one hand is down. I actually don't think I've ever heard of whirling dervish. So like I've heard the phrase, but I didn't really know what it was. So it was so cool for me to be exposed to a new cultural tradition. And I just loved that Laura was so into it and that she appreciated Birkan's explanation.
Some of these fiancés, they just like don't explain anything, and the American is like, hey, can you translate that, or what's going on here? And they have to ask and ask and ask. So I really appreciate it when the fiancés are volunteering information and we don't have to like pull it out of them.
Birkan, being a philosopher, is really
coming in handy. Philosophy don't make a lot of money, and we find out he's $50,000 US in debt.
It doesn't stop there, Sammy. He wants to flee the country to escape his debt, and that is not the whole story. We still don't know how he makes money. He said something like, she still doesn't know how I make money when I don't have a job.
Okay, so what are the options of how this man makes money that he wouldn't want her to know? He's obviously either a gigolo, a drug dealer.
Those are literally the only two ideas that popped into my head.
I'm not going to say I haven't fled my debt by moving out of the country, so I think it's a solid plan. It works. It takes a toll on your credit, but I don't know if Turkey has credit, so...
He might be right and that he could get away with it, but announcing it on TV doesn't really seem like the way to go about such a plan.
I didn't even think about that. That's true. I just wish he would have told Laura ahead of time or in a more collaborative way. I want to know how he racked up 50,000 because that's a lot of money.
Such a good question. But we got to go back to the scene, though, with the food, because the food in this episode and this scene when they're watching the whirling dervish and they're eating the kebab and the manama.
That did look so good.
I want to travel to all of these places just for the food. Can I get myself a 90-day fiance just to like go try their food?
They need like fiance food tours that we can just go to these places and eat all the delicious market food. And I was proud of Laura for digging right in. You know, I do not appreciate when the Americans refuse to eat the food of the culture they're in. So good job, Laura.
When they don't like olives, we're not okay with that.
Don't even start with me, Emily.
Yeah, she dove right in. Oh my gosh, I just wanted that meal.
Another meal, but one that I do not want to eat, I'm so sorry, was Javon and Annalyn's lunch. Because that looked so spicy.
Okay, I have a lot to say about the pinignat The spicy dish with taro leaves. Fiancé freaks, please, if you know how to pronounce this word and I'm completely butchering it, let me know down below in the comments. I went into a deep dive online about this dish.
Ooh.
I looked up, it's Pininha na Bicol, so it is a
Ooh.
local dish to her region. I looked up the recipe. I watched a video of somebody making it. Sammy, it does look spicy, but it looks amazing. It's shrimp, it's coconut meat, garlic,
Ooh.
ginger, lemongrass. Please, they dice it all up so fine, mix it into this paste. They wrap it in taro leaves.
Damn.
Yes, I'm sure it is spicy, but you know in spicy dishes, coconut milk kind of helps to neutralize the spice. I am definitely going to be needing a Fiancé Freaks cooking show one of these days. We're going to be making manama. We're going to be making pininhat.
Tagine with olives, thank you very much. And eggs.
Definitely on the menu.
Thank you for looking that up, because I was actually wondering, because the consistency of it, like the texture of it looked really interesting. It looked like almost like shredded chicken or something, or like a tamale, you know, like in the middle of what's in the middle of a tamale, and then it was over rice. So, but not like super saucy. Anyway, thank you for looking it up, because I was curious about that. I was just too afraid with the chilies.
I noticed how she ordered different spice levels for the dish because she wanted to ease Javon into the spiciness of her local cuisine, and that was so cute. And he was dying just eating the lowest spice level, but he's like totally faking it for her to try to be a man. That was adorable.
Before that, they need a big lunch because they spent all night and all morning in bed and missed breakfast.
Their entire segment is all about spice. Annalyn's best
Ooh.
quote, spicy night, spicy wife, spicy lunch. She doesn't say this, but I'm going to add spicy sex.
Oh, I bet. Who doesn't like massages, Emily? Red flag.
That one I absolutely did not understand. I've never had a massage in the Philippines, but I have had many a massage in Cambodia. And Khmer massages are next level. They are so different from an American massage. They're so much better. So I understand where she's coming from. I do not understand her spending the money that Javon's been sending. And then getting all butthurt, asking him, why did it take you so long to get here? Well, Annalyn, it's because he's been sending you $500 to $600 a month, so he hasn't been able to pay for a ticket to visit you. And you've apparently been spending that money on massages.
Yeah, he does not appreciate that. He says that's her vacation money.
And what do you think? Do you appreciate that?
I do not appreciate that. Although, I don't know, get a girl, like whatever.
Yeah,
I would like that. Like personally, I would enjoy that. Yes, please. Someone send me $600 a month for massages and vacations. Great.
But here's the thing, Sammy. Would you rather get $600 a month or meet your husband?
I guess it depends on the husband, Emily.
Okay, so we think maybe Annalyn's using him for money?
No, I don't think she's using him. I think she genuinely is in this marriage 100%. I just think that's a nice perk. And Javon says he's, quote, old school, shout out to his podcasts, and he thinks the men should provide and the women should do the house and stuff. So that's what he wants. Like, he wants her to budget, he says, a little bit better and maybe save some, I guess, but you're providing and she's spending accordingly. Like,
he absolutely said that. He wants to be the provider. He is being the provider, and he has chosen being the provider over meeting his wife in person, which is just wild and mind-blowing to me. And just when he says, oh, spending time with my wife in person is a little bit different than having this long distance relationship. You fucking think, dude?
no shit.
You've been spending so much time and energy providing for her that you forgot to piece together that you've never met her.
Whoopsie. Slipped my mind. But what about their conversation during lunch about the pregnancy and the kid and how he loves the kid more than her because he's willing to make it possible to be with the kid, but he hasn't been with her? Like, what did we think of that?
Honestly, the whole conversation was just so convoluted and confused, and I think it just kind of shows the intertwining of all these different issues all together. Him sending her money, him not coming over to see her, for 6 years, her not being on birth control, and apparently they're immediately trying to get pregnant. All of these issues are mixing and meshing into a spicy hot pot dish, and they're both having to taste it for the first time in person.
And it's burning his chest.
Stories unfolding continue in Morocco with Emma and Zied, and Emma gets to meet Zied's friends. She's so excited she bronzes her boobs.
Do you not bronze your boobs, Emily?
I think you know the answer to that question, Sammy.
Oh, man. We're missing the mark. We got to bronze the bubs. Bronze the bubs.
Bronze those bubs.
And he calls her disrespectful. Do you think she was being disrespectful?
No, I don't think she was being disrespectful. The only reason he's calling her disrespectful is because she's interrupting him.
She flat out says to his friend, looking in the eye, and says, Zied lied. And he does not like that. He's like, she lied too.
It is very quickly devolving into a tit for tat situation across their entire relationship. I don't think it's disrespectful to interrupt him and say that he's wrong, that he's not telling the truth. This goes back to Zied's entire attitude, though, even back to their very first on-camera interview where Zied tells her that he's never going to kiss her again.
Yeah, I think he's just immature. He's just acting like a petulant child.
Yeah.
That's the vibe I get from him. I don't believe him, as far as I could throw him, that he was just welcoming women to his country because he has such pride in Morocco. It's like, girl has pride in LA. She can't welcome men to LA.
That was exactly my thought. If anyone is proud of LA, it's Emma, but that doesn't mean she's going around on dating apps flirting with all the guys. Once again, the things that Zied say make absolutely no sense. But okay, when he said that he is 0% sure he wants to marry Emma, okay. First, Emma says, I want to get engaged by the end of this trip. I'm looking around like, I'm sorry, to who? Who do you want to get, and Zied's response to her saying that is, I'm 0% sure.
Yeah, well, in Arabic, to his friends, he's like, no, 0. And then his friends are like, he just said he has zero intention of marrying you. And he's like, yeah. Right now, I don't. Oh, Emma, run.
Run away, girl. In all those cute outfits, run away.
Small step away. Little quick feet, because you can't walk very well in those outfits. Damn, does she look good. You know who else looks good is Trish. Always.
Her yellow dress in her intro graphic of this episode. Adorable.
She's just the best. I struggled with this part, Emily. I really struggled with Rick here. He brings a tarp. Is he gonna murder her? No. It's just because she's a female ejaculator. And he doesn't want to ruin the sheets? What?
He calls it his $50 splash pad, but we all know it's a squirt tarp. Come on, Rick.
Do the sheets cost more than $50? You're worried about the sheets, but you're springing. It wasn't about that. I don't know if he's trying to be playful. Like you said, they have a playful relationship, so he thought that'd be funny, or if he really did think it was kinky. But I can't think of a worse place to have sex than on a sticky, plastic, hot-ass black tarp. Thank God they have air conditioning in that Airbnb, because otherwise they're sticking to that tarp and never getting up.
There is no worse place.
No man in the history of men has ever been worried about ruining the fucking sheets, Rick. I call bullshit. But her bike gets dropped off.
Her ex-boyfriend's friend drops off the motorbike. Trisha wants this to be a really quick, inconsequential event. She just wants the friend to come, drop off the motorbike, and leave. Of course, Rick turns it into something huge.
I would have been so livid if I were Trisha. Back the fuck off. That's just so inappropriate if you ask me. What do you think about her talking to her ex 4 months ago because he and his family showed up outside a restaurant?
I'm sorry, 4 months ago? That was a really long time ago. And then he demands that she provide receipts, which she does. She pulls them out immediately, shows him her phone record, shows him the missed calls, shows him the unanswered texts, proves to him right then and there that it was truly 4 months ago and she just happened to run into him outside the restaurant. I don't think it's a big deal at all. And once again, Rick is projecting because he himself is the cheater.
And you can't tell me that in the reverse situation that he would not chat with like his baby mama's family if he saw them outside of a restaurant. That's just common courtesy in a lot of cultures. If I saw my ex's family, who I'm still on good terms with outside a restaurant, I'd absolutely be like, hey, how's it going? How's your family? How's everything? It doesn't have to be that deep, Rick. Ooh, I am excited to see her reaction. I hope she rips him a new one.
Even though this is such an intense, difficult scene to watch between Rick and Trisha, they have a delicious meal in front of them.
What were they eating?
Street food. I am here for some street food. Barbecue shrimp and beef skewers.
Oh yeah, and the chicken wings.
I would love to eat that meal at a table right next to them.
Watching and listening and eating. We are not creepy. Don't worry.
We're just fiancé freaks.
Freaks!
You know who else is getting a little freaky in the bedroom? Their first few nights together, Stig and Aviva. No protection, no birth control. Stig's ready to breed ya.
Okay. Nope. Nope. First of all, why is there so much unprotected sex in this season? We don't know these people yet. Safe sex. Yeah, how did you feel about the phrasing breed you?
I mean, I thought it was hilarious that in their interview, she says, we don't say breed you.
We don't say that in America.
But then she immediately says, you're such a smooth talker.
Right?
My thought was, no, it's not smooth talking. It's gross.
But what do you think of his friends, his little posse in the studio?
Yeah, I mean, his producer is super protective of him. Apparently, Stig very recently just got out of a super serious relationship in which he wanted to breed a Texas girl. So, I don't know. I mean, I think the producer is skeptical of Aviva specifically, and just their relationship overall, that Stig has jumped in so quickly to another serious relationship.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if the guy's a little bit of a pot stirrer, though.
Oh.
Because he kind of seemed like he was trying to, like, create issues where there weren't any yet. Stig was really hurt by the last woman, and it really hurt their business. And so I think that's what it is. The guy's like, we can't afford this again. Stig's got to perform. They have their own motives because they want Stig to be Stig the artist, not Erlen Dwayne.
I didn't see that angle at all, but it's absolutely making sense because Stig is trying to balance these two personalities. He wants to be Stig the artist, but he also wants to be Erlen Dwayne.
But also we saw Stig perform for the first time.
We saw him recording in the studio.
Yeah, when he said he wanted to breed her.
I thought it was good. What did you think?
Did you? Okay. I'll reserve my judgment for an actual show.
No, tell me.
I was underwhelmed.
Tell me what you thought.
I was underwhelmed. Maybe it was just nerves or just that environment. Maybe at a big show he'll be more fire.
That wasn't like one of his normal songs. That was like off the cuff, right there, improvising, making up a song about breeding Aviva.
Well, we finally get back to Forrest and Sheena, and they are leaving to go see her parents.
Yes, they are, and they're going to take the sex bear and the banana hammock with them.
Except Molly shouts from the other room, don't take the banana hammock!
Molly's not going, and she is pissed off about it, but she's still putting in her 2 cents.
I am surprised she even let them go. Like, half of me thought she would literally follow them out the door and be like, where you go, I go. How you gonna stop me?
I actually appreciated how reserved she was being. It's obvious she's pissed off, but she's not fighting anymore. She's accepted it.
Yeah, good for her. That's a really big step. And I get why she's worried. I am glad that they're going to get a car for Molly and Dev because that transportation looked rough for Americans.
Glad about the car, but so glad that Forrest gets to experience Sheena's reality. Similar to Rick in the traffic with Trisha, I mean, this situation seems more challenging than being in a private car in traffic, Rick and Trisha. But Sheena mentions how it's a challenging journey. It's not easy. It starts on a bus and then it ends with a tricycle, which we get a little peek into that. Looks amazing. And Sheena mentions how this is a difficult part of her life. And I think that's really important for Forrest to experience that with her, to be able to empathize with her and her daily experiences. Much like when hopefully someday Sheena goes to the US and experience Forrest's life and, gets to see his day-to-day routines and see what kind of challenges he faces too.
I was delighted, though, that we got a little more insight into his financials. Salary transparency. Thank you very much.
Yes.
What do we think about this? Because he says he cannot hold a job because he doesn't do things right because of his disability, and his bosses just always have to come over and be like, you're not doing that right, you're not doing that right. And they finally they eventually get fed up with him, and then he can't keep a job. So he lives on disability. But then we see Sheena saying that she's disappointed that he hasn't saved. And she flat out tells him when she's prepping him for a family, she says, you can get a job, babe. You can get a job, babe. I just wonder if maybe he hasn't made as much of an effort as he should have because he's so comfortable on her schedule. I love that she was like, you can get a job.
While I'm sure that it is challenging for him, he could do it, and especially with the support and love and encouragement of Sheena. But the other shocking thing in this whole scene is that Sheena's parents don't even know about Forrest's financial situation. Like, that blew my mind.
Yeah, that's gonna be something, isn't it?
Again, it's indicative of years and years and years of building this connection and this bond and this relationship and not meeting in person. Forrest has built up what he thinks this first meeting with her parents is going to be. He thinks he's going to be on the offensive. He thinks he's going to be confronting them about Sheena giving all the money day of. Forrest is like finally realizing, oh shit, that's not what this is going to be like. This is going to be like them confronting me about not having a job and not contributing to our financial situation.
Yeah, and how are you going to take care of her when you whisk her away to America? I just love how he says we're going to have the conversation that we're cutting them off. Who's cutting them off, Forrest? You don't do anything. So Sheena's cutting them off. If he didn't clearly love her so much, like, I do not doubt for a second with any smallest fiber of my being that he loves this woman. But if that weren't so incredibly obvious, I would wonder if he was using her for her money.
Because she works so hard and she is proud of her career. Like, Forrest is complimenting her looks and how gorgeous she is, which we did not talk about her multicolored block dress. Gorgeous. So cute. Take me to the market, Sheena, where you bought that. I want one. Can I have a matching dress with you, please, Sheena?
Yes, that would be so cute.
He tries to compliment her, call her a model, and she accepts the compliment and immediately says, I'm proud of my career. I'm proud of being a veterinarian. She's proud of herself. Forrest loves her so deeply. You're right. He loves her so much, and she truly loves him too. He just needs to start contributing more financially to this relationship.
I think there is a lot of nuance to his situation and probably his confidence in the workforce. I get that. But at some point, you're gonna have to just find a way, right?
I don't know. I hope so. I think his mom believes in him too, to be able to find a job.
Do you think Molly is at all peeved that he doesn't work or doesn't have a job? Or do you think she kind of likes it? Like,
I guess I'm leaning toward thinking she's peeved and maybe even irritated that he's switched his schedule. And that's probably a big reason why he can't keep a job. So maybe she's also peeved about that.
Yeah, but did she tell him to switch his schedule or was it his idea?
I don't know. I mean, same
don't know.
with Anna Lynn. We don't know why she changed her schedule.
She changed her schedule. We know she's the one that had that idea. Okay.
I don't know whose idea it was, but I do think that it's impacting Forrest's ability to get a job and to hold a job. Next week on Before the 90 Days, we get to meet the parents.
We meet Sheena's parents.
We see Stig in concert. BeerCon gives the ultimatum about Michael we all knew was coming. And do Lisa and Rick finally both come clean about their secrets?
Oh, I hope so. This week's couple quick questions, Emily. Lisa and Daniel. You ready?
Lay it on me.
Are they really in love?
No, I do not think either of them are in love. Daniel had a vision. He wants an older white woman. That's not love. Lisa just has no credibility in the subject matter of love. So, no, I don't think so.
And honestly, it begs the question of, is it love if you haven't spent time with someone? Is it love if you don't know all their deepest, darkest secrets? Is it love if you don't know them inside and out? And speaking of, Lisa at one point told Daniel, I can't believe you did that. I didn't know you were going to propose to me. You're not supposed to keep secrets from me. What? How dare you utter that phrase?
One of the themes of this season is projection.
And just the secrecy. Did fiancés always have this many secrets in the season? I feel like not. Okay, sorry. Back to the questions. Are they in it for the visa?
Daniel's in it for the visa, yes.
Okay. What makes you think that?
Why else does he want an older white woman?
The vision, Emily. His mother was saved by one in the war.
Why did his mother have the vision for her son?
I think she was actually saved by a white woman, right? I don't think that was a vision, was it? Or it was a deathbed hallucination, maybe. It's unclear.
I don't know.
Will they make it?
No, of course
Absolutely
not.
Who wears the pants?
Daniel.
Yeah.
Daniel wears the pants.
Could they survive in each other's country?
Daniel could survive in the U.S. Lisa could not survive.
Absolutely not.
In Nigeria. Like, we're worried about her surviving in Nigeria with Daniel.
And the wigs. She can't survive in that country in the wigs. Hell no. Nah, girl. You got to go home. You can only survive with Faith and your friend. Sugar friend. Well, where do you want to go in this episode?
There are so many good places. Honestly, just all of the food to each of those 3 meals. Can I pick 3?
Sure, why not?
I would go to the Whirling Dervish performance with Laura and BeerCon and eat that meal. I would go to the lunch that Javon and Anna Lynn are having, where they have the pregnancy conversation. And I would sit next to Rick and Trish because I don't want to be a part of that tension and eat those kebabs. I just want the food. I would go anywhere for the food. Give me that international cuisine.
That is the correct answer.
My 90-day takeaway for this week is, if you have a spicy wife, you're going to have a spicy life. So get used to it, Javon.
That's such a good takeaway. You better man up, Javon.
Man up.
My 90-day takeaway is, if you want to woo a woman, compare her to an animal and breed her.
Massive turn on. That's it, Fiancé Freaks. If you liked this episode, be sure to match our freak by subscribing, leaving a review, and following 90 Day Fiancé Freaks on social media for more.
Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time.